President of the Board of Trustees of DC Public Library. If we were at a branch library, we would say something like, "Welcome Woodridge," or "Good morning Tenley," or "Hello Deanwood." So today, the best thing to say is, "Good morning, everybody." As I look out here, I see almost everyone here has had some important role in making today possible. And I'm just going to acknowledge just a few of you for now, at least. First of all, our Board of Trustees of the DC Public Library, a very hard and conscientious group of people. Our Vice President, Neil Albert, is here. Where's Neil? There we go. Vince Morris, Victor Reynoso, Camilla Anderson, and Faith Hubbard from Ward 5. Is Karma Kottman here? I think she's on her way. Just about 6 weeks ago, I participated in a groundbreaking of our branch library in Cleveland Park and observed that in public service, it doesn't get much better than an occasion of groundbreaking for a Center for Neighborhood Learning. It doesn't get much better than that unless you're doing a groundbreaking for a district-wide downtown library. And that's what today's all about. Even better is the obvious reason that we're formally commencing the rejuvenation of a building that, when finished, will become an educational and civic mecca for district residents from every corner of our city. A true crossroads where everyone will be welcome to learn or be entertained or seek their destiny in the digital economy or just hang out. In downtown, there's a triangle of three very important, successful civic buildings. The Verizon Center, just over there, is a magnet for first-class entertainment and attracts people from across the region. The Walter E. Washington Convention Center is an extremely successful facility that welcomes people from all around the world and contributes enormously to our economy and our tax base. And then there's the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Library, which is unique in that it will cater to the 680,000 people and growing who call DC home. The other celebration today is to begin to deepen and expand our tribute to Dr. King by updating our downtown library and his legacy with a state-of-the-art learning center. Dr. King was a great patriot, a crusader for justice, and a courageous and peaceful warrior who truly made America great long ago and whose legacy only gets better with time. It's useful today to look at today's occasion as an important step in a crusade that began a year ago. Anthony Williams, who had a different job then, launched a blue ribbon panel that was supposed to think in big terms about what DC's library system could become. An extraordinary rebirth began. A decade later, 16 of 26 branch libraries are occupying fully modernized or brand new buildings. And thanks to Mayor Bowser and the City Council, another 7 branch modernizations are underway or about to begin, leaving only 2 branches remaining. And we can work on that, right? Okay, there we go. This course was a deliberate choice of the trustees at that time. Start with the branches, and then we'll get our flagship underway when we can. And today is that day. So imagine what's wrapping up now, a complete modernization of 26 buildings, plus the addition of world-class programming inside each one. I would humbly say that in any other city, that would take a generation to do. In Washington, D.C., just a decade. And to boot, as I talk to my counterparts at libraries around the country, our libraries are open 7 days a week for 70 hours a week. That's almost unheard of across the country. So thank you to all of you and our elected officials for making that happen. So what made the difference? An incredibly informed and articulate and assistant citizenry that recognized the central role of libraries in helping people connect to the broader world. Communities with a proud sense of their history and appreciation of how a library can help preserve and extend that legacy. And elected officials who are willing to make libraries a priority and make the hard and difficult choices to make that happen. In an era when what gets measured gets done, the library has just issued a 5-year strategic plan, rolled up into a robust vision. We said to the elected leadership and our citizens that by 2022, we can achieve the following goals. 75% of all district residents will have an active library account. Now, I know that's a stretch goal because after Rich offered that up to us, he came back and said, you know, I've checked about that and no one else has ever gotten there. So we're going to do it here, 2022. And 5 million items will be circulated annually from our libraries, and 5 million people will visit our library system every year. So when you see me and my colleagues on the board or Rich, ask us how we're doing and how you can help. It's going to take all of us to get there. So I want to recognize first our Mayor Muriel Bowser. Whenever I see her and I look at her calendar and hear what she's going, I say she must have a goal of going to all 8 wards every day. So I always say to the mayor, how many more do you have left to go to today? But I want to ask Mayor Bowser to come up. When she was first mayor, she put forth a budget that accelerated funding for this building. And without that action today, we would not be here today. And I want to ask the mayor to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am so happy to be here, and the part of what Gregory just said that really brought joy to my heart is that following a very bold plan put forth by Mayor Williams, we have been able to transform our library system in just 10 years, when it may have taken other cities or states a whole generation. So we're very, very proud of that. And we should make this point often, that the renaissance of our city didn't happen by accident. It has happened by focused leadership, bold leadership, and consistent investments in the things that turn cities around. I look at the investment we've made in our schools, in safety of our neighborhoods, and certainly in our parks and recreation facilities, but also in our libraries. It makes such a huge difference for families. When I get to go into these libraries and I see the beautiful children's libraries and families there playing and laughing, when I can go to bright, new, and beautiful buildings that aren't the norm, that inspire our creativity in our communities and send the strong signal that neighborhoods matter in all 8 wards of the District of Columbia, we should all be proud of the commitment that our taxpayers have made to getting it done. Now it's time to build our new World Learning Center library here in downtown, dedicated to Reverend Martin Luther King. It is true that this is a big investment. And it is one that we don't make lightly. We know that world-class cities have world-class facilities just like this one. And what Rich and his team and the board of directors for our libraries have done is challenged us to think big about that. People are going to use libraries differently, right? People use electronic media more than they've used books. People go to libraries to look for jobs and connect to the world. People who learn differently, people who have disabilities, who need to connect to healthcare and jobs. That all happens at the library. And what we have created and will create in just a few short years is that place right here in downtown. So I want to thank the board of directors. I want to really give you a special thank you, Mayor Williams. Let's give our mayor a fantastic round of applause. He's done so much to make sure that we are a dynamic and growing city. And as we make these investments, we're also making investments in making sure our city is prosperous for more Washingtonians. So to the council, I also want to say thank you to Councilmember Grosso, who has the libraries in his purview, and there's more to come. So just 2, I know about 1, Shepherd and Chevy Chase. We're getting there. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Madam Mayor. David Grosso, a true and devoted friend to DCPL, someone who's not ashamed to share his cell phone number, his text number, and then use it to contact us at all times of the day and night, which we appreciate very much. He shares our passion for libraries as community anchors and has made himself available to us whenever we need him. Thank you. And thanks to his leadership, our collections budget this year is among the most robust of any library in America. Rich, how many items are we going to purchase this year? Many. Very scientific answer. But whatever that number is, it's thanks to Councilmember Grosso. So please come on up.
Well, thank you. I'm incredibly excited to be here with Mayor Bowser, Mayor Williams, Rich Reyes-Gavilan. Thank you for your leadership. This is an exciting day. I was asked, I guess, a couple of days ago for my memories on the library and what we're looking forward to moving forward. And the fact of the matter is I don't have great memories of this library. It is a space that was a little bit kind of scary at times when I was a kid, and we would be going to the 930 Club down here or going somewhere else and think, what is that building? What are we going to do with that building? And now that I've become the chair of the Committee on Education, and I've recognized the great value of having this central library and having it as a cultural center here in the District of Columbia, and really understanding the role that it can play once it's been completely modernized and opened up to the world in a different way. I think that I look forward to being here, to spending a lot of time here and engaging in a real positive way. I do want to just bring us back for a second, though, that this is the Martin Luther King Jr. Library. Dr. King's legacy lives in the District of Columbia in a lot of ways, most recently with the new Smithsonian Museum for African American History and Culture. If you haven't gone there, it is worth it. It is important. It is something that will, I think, change the way you look at the world by spending 4 or 5 hours there. It is probably the most impactful museum I've ever been in for the context and the history. And I thought what an opportunity it is to connect what is happening in our city and our world right here in our own library, in our center of our culture, in our city center right here in D.C. And, you know, it's kind of not normal for me to quote somebody, but I thought in this particular position, Dr. King would be appropriate. So I'm going to just read a small quote, which is in context of today, the hearings happening on Capitol Hill, the backslide of our government, the backslide of our protections and human rights and civil rights, and how we have to constantly be reminded of the words of Dr. King in this time so that when we get through it, we know how we can strive forward in a meaningful way to make the world better for everybody. It's very short, and he says, we still need to force America to face all its interrelated flaws, racism, poverty, militarism, and materialism. And I think, you know, this is something that we should continue to monitor. And when we open this cultural center, when we open the new MLK Library in the District of Columbia, my hope is that it's going to be a place where we can confront all those flaws, where we can build a stronger government, build a stronger society, build a stronger place for every single resident of the District of Columbia, and hopefully for this entire country. So I'm excited to be here for this incredibly important investment and celebrating this investment, but also celebrating how we can move forward as a community and as a city. Thank you very much, Gregory.
I'd like to acknowledge, too, our Executive Director, Rich Reyes-Gavilan. In the old days of the old library, we would say he's poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this project. But nowadays, it's more appropriate to say his DNA is going to be all over this building. The design and layout of what's going to happen here actually reflects his input and his indelible spirit and inspiration, and it's all going to read Rich Reyes-Gavilan and your passion for making us a great city. So please come on up.
Thank you, Gregory. This is a really emotional time for me. This is what a wonderful day. So in the year 2020, we're going to be standing here in the Great Hall of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Library under a beautifully restored mural in a new informal performance area, awestruck over this building's dazzling metamorphosis. The modernized MLK Library will be the nucleus around which so many of the district's education, innovation, and cultural efforts will orbit. We're here this morning to celebrate the beginning of a long process by which we transform a building of massive symbolic importance into one of lasting, functional, and sustainable significance. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for pledging your support to the Paris Climate Agreement. The modernized MLK Library will do its part. With a green roof that provides not only dramatic views, but effective stormwater management, the new building will be demonstrably more energy efficient than the one that it is replacing. And while it's reasonable and fully justifiable to stand here and continue to speak longingly and exclusively about the year 2020 for so many reasons, I must pause and reflect upon and celebrate the monumental accomplishment that was the successful recent completion of the design and regulatory review process. Beginning in early 2014, the library started its design work with Martinez and Johnson Architects. Just raise your hands. Thank you so much, Steve and team. and world-renowned Dutch firm McCarthy. Building on the critical thinking of the Blue Ribbon Task Force and the Urban Land Institute studies and others, we engaged thousands of community members and key stakeholders from around the city on every aspect of the design process. We participated in over 70 public meetings to share and, more importantly, to listen. The MLK Advisory Panel, many of whose members are here this morning, please raise your hands or stand up however you feel best to recognize yourselves. Representing organizations such as the Downtown Bid, the Friends of the MLK Library, the Committee of 100, the Penn Quarter Neighborhood Association, ANC 2C, and others spent many nights with us offering valuable input resulting in significant improvements to the design. The National Capital Planning Commission, the Historic Preservation Office, the Commission of Fine Arts, how shall I say this? They challenged us in countless ways, but all have contributed mightily to a design that both satisfies our residents' wishes for a 21st century library and our need and our desire to preserve Mies van der Rohe's historic landmark. So thanks, Dave Maloney and folks from the other regulatory agencies. We're all friends now. The Library Board of Trustees has devoted a tremendous amount of its energy on removing obstacles to keep this project planning on budget and on schedule. The Library Foundation, from whom you will hear in just a minute, followed this project closely and has committed to help raise additional funds to activate the new building in ways that we have never dreamed possible. Councilmember Grosso, you have shown uncommon interest in this project. You've devoted a hearing to it. You've met with me at length to understand the process and the changes that we wish to introduce to this building. You have been a true champion for this project and an unwavering supporter of all the library's good work, so thank you. And last but not least, Mayor Bowser, without your leadership, as Gregory alluded to a minute ago, we would still be a full 2 years away from getting this project underway, so thank you profusely. Finally, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the staff of the DC Public Library and the project management team under the direction of James Fennelly of Jair Lynch Development Partners. Not only have you all overseen an incredibly complex public design process, you were able to successfully relocate hundreds of staff, tons of equipment, furniture, millions of books to new homes all around town for the duration of the construction process. Emptying out a 400,000 square foot building is no easy feat, and it was done incredibly quickly and efficiently thanks to the staff's efforts and to those, of course, of the Smoot-Gilbane construction management team in whose capable hands we will impatiently remain for a few years to come. So thank you so much.
Anthony Williams wears several hats today. Of course, he's a former mayor, and he's president of the Federal City Council, which is a longtime advocate for libraries and this project. But he's also vice chairman of the DC Public Library Foundation, and we're eager to hear from him today.
Hi, everybody. It's happy to be here on this very, very special day. And I want to start out by acknowledging the mayor for two very, very important things. One thing may seem trivial, but it's important to me. You know, at the opening of our pools this year, the mayor actually dove into the pool, and I think this is great. I have to give her a big hand. This is fantastic. As you know, I always say, long live the cannonball, right? I mean, for example, Isaac Newton, the whole theory of gravity was based on the cannonball, not a military cannonball, but a cannonball somebody did in 1740. This is true. So cannonball is very, very important, and I want to acknowledge the mayor for bringing us, closer and closer to the revival of the cannonball. It's very, very important. So give the mayor a big hand. She's great. But actually, broadly and more importantly, I think the mayor, I really believe this. She has really represented our city with grace and determination and distinction. I was so proud of the mayor at that march on January 7th on Saturday, wasn't it? Whatever the date. She gave, everybody widely agrees, and I've talked to many, many people who were there at the march, believe our mayor gave the best address at that march. She really has done a fantastic job for our city, so I really want to honor her and the work that she does. And also want to recognize Chairman Grosso for his leadership on the libraries, because he recognizes that if you're going to be chair of an education committee, libraries are a big, big part of education. They're a big, big part of public space for our citizens, acknowledging our library board. So proud of a member of my administration. So many of them are around nowadays, but very, very proud of, Neil, for example, Neil Albert, but very, very proud of Gregory and the work that he's doing with the libraries. This is very, very important to him. He really lives this, he breathes this. So everybody give Gregory a big hand, acknowledge him and his work. And I've been pleased in my career to work with great women like the mayor, Alice Rivlin, Linda Kropp, my mother, another great lady that many of you may not have met, but she's a great person. I've worked with her in a number of different areas. Now in the Library Foundation, the great Bonnie Cohen. Give it up for Bonnie Cohen. So I got way back in the day. We fired up this library commission. Got Richard Levy involved. Gregory got very, very involved with it. Set a vision for our libraries going forward. And what was the conceit here? The whole premise here was that I really thought that a lot of my work and my successors' work is really restoring respect for our city, showing that cities can work, and showing something very, very important. And what is that? I think when you go back into the books, and we're here celebrating books, you go back to the books about our founders, they got a lot of things wrong, like rights for our citizens, slavery, they didn't figure out the whole secession thing. But one thing they got right, and we're living that to this very day as a vision for our city. As I always said, our city wasn't to be just a collection of monuments. It was to be a real living, breathing example of democracy. And that premise is so important now, because what we hear so often now in so many discussions in our country is a denigration of public space. And what we're about here with this library is burnishing and restoring and refurbishing the public realm. The public realm is about public trust. It's about public safety. It's about public schools. It's about public libraries. It's saying that public space, public ground, shared ground is higher ground. That's what we're saying here, and it's so important that we're saying this in conjunction with honoring Dr. King. It's so important that we're doing this because if we're going to achieve this vision, a public-private partnership is absolutely essential. And that's what the mayor demands in so many different fields. It's one thing for the government to be doing things, but what is the private sector doing? What is the community doing? And that's what we stand for at the Library Foundation, and that's why we're so proud to be here today. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, Richard. Thank you.
Who said Mayor Williams wasn't entertaining? I don't get that. So we've talked a little bit about the people that have contributed to how we get here today. There's one person I want to call out for the step forward, and that is Melinda Bowling, Director of the D.C. Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs, who officially today is our newest best friend. We look forward to working with you, Melinda. So now we're going to lower this beautiful mural, and I've been asked to have everybody stay seated so we don't block the cameras, and ask our distinguished guests to come on up, darn your hard hats. And Madam Mayor, when you're ready, you can give the signal, a thumbs up or just a command, or let us know when to begin to start.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. All right, so on the count of three, we're all going to say, let's get to work. And then we'll lower the mural, and then we'll start on our new building. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Let's get to work.
All right, 3. Start lowering down on a roustabout. All right, keep lowering down. Lower down on the roustabout, okay? Lowering down, and now on the sculpture lift, start lowering down. Together.
Push to the wall, guys. Push to the wall.
Right. Let's back off the sculptureless together. Just slightly, slowly. Get the locks off.
Ready? 3 inches.
Right.
Can the trustees come up and join us, please? Board members? Bonnie? Bonnie?
I think so. They put it down and I don't know if the art of the